We're live. Hey.
Hi.
Hey. What's going on, guys?
Hi.
She's back.
I'm back.
By popular demand. Yes.
And I read a lot more this time.
Yes. Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
I'm worn out, Drew.
I read this is like the third or fourth week in a row. I've read it close to 40 this week. How many?
Yeah.
How many would you say you read?
I don't know how many was in this. I didn't actually count, but there was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was timed. I'm such a nerd. It takes me 15 minutes to read each comic, so it was 4 an hour.
Okay.
I spent 2 days doing this.
Yes. Yeah. So we were. This is one of the few weeks where we were fortunate enough to have them come in scattered.
Right.
So like DC came in last week, then the rest came out Saturday and Sunday. So we have plenty.
So
of
that
time
helped. Yes. Yeah, that definitely helped.
As opposed to everything being on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, and then you're like scrambling to read them.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm ready to talk about them now.
Awesome. Well, before we talk about that,
Okay.
right now on the website, we have the beautiful X Lives of Wolverine, #4, by the very talented, the legendary Adi Granov. So these are selling like hotcakes, guys. The color one, as of right now, we are down to less than 200, about 180 of these left. In the black and white, we only have about 9 of these left. So you better jump on these while you can. They've only been on the website for about 4 hours now, and we're
About gone.
Yeah. It happens.
I know.
Yeah. So
It's very exciting.
yes, it is. All right, so let's get back to the reviews.
Okay.
All right. So naturally, we're going to start with the Skippets and the Mez. And what was your overall opinion on the Skippets and Mez and reading experience this week?
Well, we're probably going to differ maybe quite a bit.
Okay.
I only say that because, so I put it in order of, I read all the number ones first.
Okay.
Because that's easier
That's
for
fair.
me.
Yeah.
And then I started doing number 2s, number 4s,
Okay.
number 5s.
Mhm.
And I didn't know, I've never read any of the other ones.
And
So
the one thing I was going to mention to Sean, but wasn't sure if you're going to have enough time. One of the books, it ended on an issue 4 from Image.
okay.
You might know involved a certain spy.
Yes.
I was going to tell Sean, hey, you might want to have her read issues 1 through 3 of this.
Okay.
But he probably.
No, he probably didn't. But
Okay.
I don't know that I would have had time to do that anyway,
Okay.
but I know which one you're talking about, and I did actually like that one.
Okay.
So
there we go. Oh, spoiler alert. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
it was a lot harder, so I just feel like we're going to be kind of different.
Well, that's good. It's good to have that.
Yeah.
Because, they will tell us they was tired of seeing you and Kyle agree on everything. I'm like, hey, if it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
It just turned out that way.
But I feel like you got to start somewhere. So
Yes.
somebody that's a new comic fan, it's like, okay, just pick it up and read it and see where you want to go.
That's how it works a lot of
Yeah.
times,
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll just go into a shop and just find something and see what happens.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I'm glad I did it, and I'm excited.
All right, so let's get right to the Mez. The
Okay.
ones that weren't necessarily great, not necessarily bad. They're
Okay.
flip a coin. My first one is Joker, number 13. Not sure if you read that one.
I don't think I have that.
Okay, I might not have given you that. I might not
All right.
give. There are some I didn't give to you because it's so far into the
I'm
series.
okay with that because I
Yes.
had enough.
Yeah, okay. But if we have the same Mez, we'll talk about them at the same
Okay,
time.
sounds
So,
good.
what's your first one?
My first one was Distorted.
Actually, did I have?
Did you have that in yours?
Yes, it did.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Distorted. What do you got to say?
Well, it just seems like what I wrote down was something. It's a very brief intro to something that could be good.
Yes. I believe I had written the same thing. Let me pull up my notes. I've got 40 notes to go through. Yeah. It's a solid, decent issue with the psychic stuff going on, but it wasn't great. It was kind of disjointed and it was kind of confusing about rereading it again, but it has a solid. It could lead to something good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I was like, of course, kids have powers. They're not sure what to do with them.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of realizing how dangerous they are.
Mhm.
So, it was good. I just,
Yeah. Yeah. It could have been executed better in the first issue. Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't grab me.
No. Mhm.
I just kind of just like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah. So, there you go. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go back to Joker 13. What's your next one?
Ooh, I have Draculina.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So I'll sum up Joker 13. Tynan managed to lift story elements from Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well as the comic book series Eat the Rich. I don't know if you're familiar with that one. Okay. It's where people are putting themselves into a contract to a rich family where they'll have everything taken care of them for life and servitude. But at the end of that life, the rich people get to eat them.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a lot of problems with that.
Yeah.
Because the entire time I've had problems, people even signing up for that, even following through with it.
Okay.
But the story elements are almost the same in this.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people who love Eat the Rich. I don't. But I'm sure if you like Eat the Rich and or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you'll enjoy this. I'm kind of indifferent on it. Nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I was kind of confused because so this is number 2.
Yes.
And I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like the father is looking for the daughter.
Correct.
Okay. And is Katie the girl like Draculina?
Yes. So
okay.
This is another one where it's like I was meant to tell Sean, I'm like, I wasn't sure if you're gonna have time. It would help to read issue 1. But even though issue 1's kind of confusing too, because you do find out that her and the girl, they're the same person from different Earths, and they swap places.
Okay.
Yes.
And that part was confusing too. It's
Yes.
like when they switch.
Yes.
I'm like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah. And the one's trying to kill the other one. It's funny. It's funny and kind of creepy in the first issue when the young girl wakes up in bed with an older man in bed because realize, oh, Draculina was in bed with that guy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, and then she was wearing like the Vampirella costume,
Yes.
so I'm like, what is happening? But I did like the talking rat.
Yes. Yeah, that was funny. That was cute. Yeah.
That was probably the only thing that kept me.
Yeah,
going.
I'm like, why is this part called Ratatouille? I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And Christopher Priest. He wrote this. I think he did a good job with the dialogue in this. But yeah, it's kind of confusing at points.
Yeah.
Trying to follow the backstory of who is the father of who. But yeah.
Well, and that makes sense. Yeah. So I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
It didn't like blow me away by any means.
Fair enough. There we go. That's why it's a meh. Next one I've got is Spider-Gwen Gwenverse number 1.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna. I have this on my mess too.
Okay, I have that as a skip it.
You do? Okay.
Yes. No. No, because trust me, I'm going to give this because this was that part. Yeah, part 1 and part 2. I'm going to give them the same treatment. So
okay.
I made them both skip it.
Okay.
Because you really got to read them both. That's kind of like how I did with last week with the Crime Syndicate and Suicide Squad. So if you got both, did you read Naomi? Did I give you that one too?
Yeah, I have Naomi.
Okay, so that was part 2 of this.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I liked Naomi. Oh, that's weird.
Okay.
All right. So maybe we should wait on this then.
Well, it's your opinion. This is a mess for you. So why
it was just the 3 tribes are coming together. I don't know. There's just like all this sisterly love, and then I had the scene of them really loving each other. And I was just like, I don't know. I'm a girl and there was a lot of female empowerment in this. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know. I just could not get into it. I didn't really like it.
Yes. Well, and the problem is, this writer, there's a multitude of people who worked on this.
Okay.
And this was just a comic by committee, and just my overall opinion was nothing really happened outside of the death at the end.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
And they spoiled that actually, I think last week or whatever in the previews. It's like, why would you spoil this? This is the catch. This is just to get the book.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
we're already talking about this. I got to crack open the alcohol. Jeez. It's already got me drinking. Oh, okay. I got Spider-Gwen Gwenverse. This comic is not for me. It's not.
I can see that.
Yes. But I really, really tried to understand what was going on. I think I did, but I'm not 100% sure because there's a lot of time jumps, universe jumps, jumps, and it's crazy for me to track.
Okay.
I know there's Spider-Gwen fans out there who'll probably get this and like it, but this isn't for me.
That makes sense. I could kind of see that. I've got this in my top 10.
Okay. I am curious to hear why it is in your top 10.
Okay.
Yes. All right, next one I've got is Eternals number 10. Okay. Hey, this one is a very...
It's so weird, but yes. I kind of liked it.
It may or may not be in my top 10. So.
Oh, okay. Well, so Sean came home and he's like, "Don't worry about reading this," and I was like, "No." I was like, "You just keep your opinions to yourself. I want like no influence at all whatsoever."
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you, it was kind of hard. I wrote WTF on the back.
No. That it is fair, because I mean, it's effectively, like the movie Hostel. People bidding to see people tortured and online. Yeah,
it was so weird, and it's almost like it was like in there's like three things going on.
Yes,
like you have like your story, what's happening like on the computer,
yes.
and then like his
drama.
Yes. So I don't know. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's you see the progression of time, and you see what kind of happens to him, his family, his relationship with his daughter, and see what happens to him at the very end.
Yeah.
Next issue, but yeah, I'll save my opinions for later.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's on a myth because I had to start pushing books back.
Okay. Well, so we do have honorable mention spots.
You do. Oh.
So if it fell out of your top 10, we've created the honorable mention. So if you want to save that for your honorable mentions, you can make that honorable.
Well, it's all right because I've had to push a lot top because I was really digging a lot of these comics.
Yeah. It will happen. I remember one week Kyle and I we had 10 top 10s. We had 10 honorable mentions.
Okay, that makes sense.
It happens.
Okay. Well, anyway.
But yeah, bear in mind, it is not for everyone.
No.
If you have a very weak stomach to gore, veer away.
Yeah.
Yes. However, I'm a gore hound. So I'm wearing a Jason Lives t-shirt. Come on.
And don't leave it laid around. I think people would be like, what the hell are you reading?
Yeah, it's like, well, actually, I think it'd be fun to leave it at a dentist office.
Somebody to pick up.
Yes.
That would be hilarious.
Yes, I would pay to see that, yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, Eternals. So in this cover, the main cover, none of this happens at all whatsoever. And actually, the Captain Marvel drawn in here, she's very handsome. I'll say that. I showed it to Wes. Did you remember? Do you remember the page I'm talking about?
Not exactly.
I can't show it. Don't want Diamond to ding us.
Oh gosh, yeah.
She's very handsome. That's all I gotta say. There's a cool scene involving Thanos in here and a certain device, but the whole issue I think should have been centered around that as opposed to what we got in here. It's too scatterbrained, but Assad Ribic did the art outside of the handsome woman. But yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I have it on my skip it.
That's fair. That's fair. Don't tell it to Sean. This is his most favorite series on the planet.
Is it really? Oh gosh.
Yeah. I didn't mean to have to talk to them about that.
Yeah.
I need that intervention. Betty Page, number 1. I got some meh. Yeah, we're running. Okay, I think I got that as a meh.
You do?
Yes. Yes, I do. There we go. I, however, have the beautiful Stuart Sager cover.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yep.
I liked in the beginning, you could kind of see like where Evil Ernie was being earnest with his girlfriend. I thought that was kind of cute. Yeah. And then, I don't know, they did the fights, and I just didn't like how it ended.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was okay. I mean, I would probably read it again. I mean, like, keep going with the series, but,
And the one thing that took me out of this, I would say, is the language. If you're saying you're going to be dead, or if you're saying you're going to be dead as fuck, it's not going to say AF, Just say A or F, blot, 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 blot. Just AF, no one says it out loud. Just blot it out.
Kids do.
Yeah,
they do.
You just segue. There's a great Curb Your Enthusiasm episode with Larry David. I don't know if you ever watched that on HBO.
No,
he's co-creator of Seinfeld. Okay. And he's at a dinner party, and there's a lady. Larry tells a joke. This lady says, LOL, Larry, LOL. He's like, does anyone say that? Who says that? No one says LOL out loud. But it reminded me of that. But the whole issue, it just felt kind of odd to me. It just, like, I really don't know what the tone of this is supposed to be. If I'm supposed to laugh, be scared, or... the interior art is good. The story is just all over the place. I love the cover by Stewart, so it's a meh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I got Betty Page number 1. What do you got? Okay. Is that?
Do you have this too? I don't know.
Yes, I do. Okay. Yes, I do. Yep, I do. Yeah.
So there's like 2 different ones though.
So there's an X Deaths and an X Lives.
Oh. Oh, that's the difference.
Yes.
Okay, well, I got them both over here, so
Okay.
we can start.
Okay, let's start with X Deaths.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could not figure out the difference.
and, you know, to be honest with you, at this point, I struggle to find people who could tell you really what is going on in both these books. You know, the first one of them, I think it's this one. No, the other one, the X Deaths is supposed to be like a Terminator. No, it's like a Terminator type thing where it's like Omega Red is going into people trying to kill Wolverine before and then
I'm like, what?
It sucks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and my problem was I don't know any of these like I said, like if I had read other stories, I might think this would be pretty good, but I haven't.
They're not the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I kept going back and forth, like, so now I see where it says deaths upside down versus lives upside down. Because I was like, oh, maybe I got two different covers. No, it's two different books that I tried to read, and okay, I was on the struggle bus.
No, I was too reading these. You know, they're not the easiest of reads. Because they're not fun. They really weren't that fun. Like this one, X Deaths. Things just really get crazy. Like legit, someone uses a skin coat of someone. You remember the page? Uses a skin coat of someone to sneak back onto Krakoa. Now, it felt very, very, very out of place because those two people were in a relationship. Like they loved each other. So, can you imagine wearing Sean's skin suit?
No. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it just smelled like Chick-fil-A.
But even just hearing you like say that, I'm like, okay, well that kind of helps make that make sense. But having not read any of these, I'm just like, I'm looking at words now. But pictures.
Yeah, it really is. We're really seeing like more. She was like the focus of the series, and she's just crazy at this point. Clearly, if you're gonna make the skin suit of someone, I didn't say who the name is. You can probably guess who it is at this point. But it's like, why would you do that? Why is this in here?
Yeah, that's gross.
It's a step too far.
That's like Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It really is. So take that for what it is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I had both of those back to back. Oh,
that's fair.
That's
very fair. I've got Betty Page, number 1. Oh, what do you got?
Oh, okay. I have Broken Eye.
Oh, do I got that too? I have got that too. Yes.
You do?
Yeah. So what say you about Broken Eye?
Okay, well, my first thing, so as I was reading, I was like, I thought a portion of it was hilarious because he said, hold my flask because I need to hold his junk. And I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. Yeah. And this lasted for like 2 pages. I'm like, what is happening right now? So I was kind of like into it, already. It was a neat story. I just wasn't like blown away. Like his whole like blue eye thing was really cool. But I don't know, like.
Yeah, like you said, you know, I think the narrative honestly is a straight up mess. Like it opens strong. I'm like, this is pretty funny and pretty cool. But I get lost after this. I'm like, wait a minute. Can we go focus back to these guys? I don't know who these people are.
Right.
It felt like I was jumping into the middle of the story that I'm supposed to know who they are. I'm like, I don't know who these people are. But I think it can be better. You know, we'll see what happens. See what happens with issue 2. I'll be back, check it out, see if it's gotten better. But it's yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. I think there could be some stuff with it that we're gonna really like.
Yeah.
It was just.
Yeah, it just starts strong, then just kind of. Let's see what happens. All right, next one I've got is Betty Page, number 1. What do you got? I got that as a skip. I got that as a skip it. I got words about that one. I'll have words.
Maybe I should wait on that one then. Should I wait?
Oh no, that's
go ahead.
That's all your opinion. If you think it's a skip it, make it a skip it. If you think it's a meh,
I think it's a meh.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Go with your Betty Page.
Okay,
You've had her up a couple times.
Where are my notes? So I really where should I start with this? There's a trope now. It's very strong in comics where women sitting around drinking wine is getting old pretty fast. I'm like, I understand it's popular now, but it's like, let's cut it. Come on, this is a comic book. We're supposed to be having fun, especially a Betty Page comic. Come on, just.
You're showing that you're a boy right now, Drew.
Yeah. I drink beer. I drink hard liquor. So yeah.
Got it.
I know women today do it a lot, but 80 years ago, when women are trying to crack an alien code, are they really going to be drinking wine?
They would today.
Yeah, today. Yeah, today. Yeah, not 80 years ago. I'm curious to see where it goes, or they're just sitting around trying to decipher symbols and drink wine. It's like, that's all it is. It's nah. Take it for what it is. All right, what have you say about Superman?
I said it was not bad. Mm-hmm. I liked seeing the characters like as themselves, like as real, not superhero.
Okay.
Like as their own identities.
Okay, so Nightwing as Dick Grayson, Superboy as John Kent.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also hard for me because I didn't know like the Dick Grayson, and I had to like try to figure that part out.
Okay.
So I've never read anything about Nightwing.
Okay.
I mean, he's not in the movies. I don't think that I would
not
have
yet.
seen.
No. The closest we've gotten to anything being Nightwing is in Batman and Robin, when he has like the Nightwing logo on his costume.
Oh, yeah. I don't even remember that.
Yeah, that's going back 30 years.
Okay, yeah, no.
Almost 25. 25.
So, I mean, I kind of like that. That made it more like personable, I guess, and easier for me to read than like them like just fighting all the time.
Okay.
So I like that part about it. But also, if I had read more about, these stories and like been more involved, I think I would have enjoyed it even more. But I liked it.
Okay.
I think it has potential, and I would totally read others.
Okay.
Like this one.
Alrighty. Hey, if you liked it, you liked it. If you liked it, you liked it. So you're coming from it as a non-reader. I'm coming from it as a reader.
As a reader, yeah.
Yeah, so totally different. Two different perspectives here.
Yeah.
That's great.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Next one I've got is Detective Comics 1056. I might not have given you that one.
No, I do have it.
Oh, you do have it.
It's in my skip-its.
Okay. Hey, you know what? That is very fair. That is very fair. I can understand why. I thought it was a top 10. I think you liked it.
I did, but I had to push him back.
Okay. So technically this could fall into an honorable mention category.
Yeah, it really could. Yeah.
Honorable mention here. All right.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I have fun sex scene.
Yeah, I thought, I'm like, this is funny and kind of odd.
Yeah, it is. Like they were just remembering what they were like back then, and then how they are now doing it when they're 60. Like that was kind of fun. I was like, that's kind of a little real. Not that we're 60 yet, but you know what I mean. Like just remembering. And then, turning himself in to save his son.
Yes,
like that whole deal, and then just the twist.
Yes,
I mean it was kind of like whoa.
Yes.
So was this the number 4?
Final issue, final issue. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I guarantee you, if you go back and read issues 1 through 3 to this,
you're
going to be blown away.
Okay.
I guarantee you.
All right. Yeah, I would actually like to do that because even though I know what's going to happen now, it was still a great read.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I plan on rereading it actually because I'll save my thoughts for later.
Okay.
So, yes.
That's good.
But you did enjoy this.
I did. I really did. Yeah.
There you go. You heard it here. I got Detective Comics 1056. To me, it was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. Who comes in to save the day at the very end, I wasn't expecting and didn't really want because he didn't really belong because they've been doing the storyline now for the past month or so. Okay. And it's like, why would you bring him in? He doesn't really need to save the day. It should be everyone else who's been involved in this. But it is what it is. And with Scarecrow being mixed in now, it really feels too little too late. Felt like he should have been mixed in earlier in the storyline that's happening.
Okay.
Nah. Yeah, it's not terrible to me, but yeah, it is what it is.
Makes
All
sense.
Right. Next up, I have got Soul Take. I had the hardest time trying to figure out how that's pronounced.
Yeah,
is that Soul Take?
I guess.
Okay,
that works.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of those words you just kind of like read over. And
Yeah.
not really.
Yeah. It was a meta?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I knew I was going to catch flack.
As I tell Kyle, explain yourself.
Well, I put not bad.
Okay.
Great battle scenes.
Yeah, I was going to say, you cannot deny the art in this is
Yes,
beautiful.
that's what I said. Yeah, great battle scenes. However, I've never read anything Conan.
I didn't feel like you needed to going into this.
Well, I didn't know what was going on. So
Really?
so I felt like I needed to read something Conan to kind of maybe understand him a little bit better.
Really?
I don't know. I was grasping at straws here.
Did you read they kind of like right here? They kind of explain what's going on.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I missed that.
Okay.
Part. Maybe I should have read the first page.
Okay. well, in case if you're not familiar, dear readers, like with the Chimerian series, if these also have the original story.
Yeah, I wasn't reading that.
Okay, yeah. For the sake of time, that's all single spaced in like 8-point font. So
I was not reading that.
Let's go take a minute.
You gotta put that in the bathroom and read it later.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, other than that, and it was in my top 10.
Okay.
I just had pushed it back.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go. So I've got Soul Take. This is the strangest word, honestly. If you're, tell me if I'm pronouncing it correctly. If you're the creator of this, let me know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. So I saw the YA after I was done. Okay, so it's young adult. So it's for the kids. To me, it's okay. It's not for me. Clearly, it's for kids because you can see the setups coming from a mile away. I think a kid may like this. You know, the art isn't my style, but it's not terrible to me. It's a meh. You know, I think a kid may enjoy this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So, yeah, there we go. End of story. Next one I got is Radiant Red.
Oh, look at that.
So, you may not be aware, but this is set up in the same universe as the one we read last week, the Rising Sun or the...
I wondered, I'm like, this seems kind of similar
yeah.
to another one, and I could not remember what it was.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Mm-hmm. And so one thing I've always had to stress multiple times to viewers that I don't care who or what you are, doesn't matter. Stealing is wrong in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't matter, especially if it's $2 million from the bank. Stealing is wrong.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But this is also fake.
Yes. It's supposed to kind of like, show you like the right, wrong ways, just, yeah. Maybe if she had given the money back to the bank, they decided to take it back. It's like, okay, hey, you know what? She tried, she realized what she did was wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked how it was like, she's a real person, but then she has this like devil side or like demon side or whatever that what she did, stealing the money. And it's like, so she's kind of dealing with that and has that struggle. So I think it's going to evolve. Like, I feel like it's going to evolve into more where she's going to struggle with that.
I hope so. I really hope so. I hope we see her struggle with that. I hope she really realizes like I shouldn't have done that. We'll see what happens, but I don't think it's for me. I don't think I'm going to continue reading this because she was introduced in another series, Radiant Black, where she had broken into the bank, stole the money, and it's like, why are you doing this? No, but it is what it is. It's not for me. You may enjoy this. Go for it. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the art. I'm not sure if you like the art or not.
Yeah. I mean, it was okay.
It was okay. Yeah. That's fair.
Okay.
All right. There we go. And last, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more Mez.
Okay.
Here we go. Next one I got is Red Sonja, Black, White, and Red. This series hasn't been the best, in my opinion. And these stories, I mean, the first story, the art sucks, and she wins via candle wax. That's just sure. Okay. Then the other two, the Sea Ship Group and Kid in the Cave. These stories aren't the best. They're pretty weak sauce. But there's a cool cover here by David Mack.
That's about the only thing that was cool.
Yeah, okay. So it's a man. Yeah. Next one, guys, the Kill Lock, the Artesian Wrath. So apparently this is a follow-up series to the Kill Lock. I was unaware of that. I'd never read it, but stay. I tried following this, but I couldn't get into it. I really couldn't. It was just I'm sure if you read the previous series, you'll enjoy this. I thought it was just a shitty version of the Transformers or the GoBots. Like, I couldn't care less about these guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know to make that comparison.
Okay, there we go.
I just,
Because they don't even transform. So,
no,
yeah.
they don't do anything.
Yeah. I've got Spawn 327. The art was very solid in this. I like the McFarlane cover of him swiping himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny. It says parody down here at the very bottom where his signature is.
That's so funny.
Yeah. When someone helps you out in battle and clearly you needed the help, it's only right, you do what you can to help them in return. Maybe not in exactly the way that you want, but something to help them. Just not just up and leaving. It Spawn's a dick and a major dick. And at the end of this, it's jaw-droppingly shocking. Art is solid, but the story, I'm like, I don't know where this is going. It's a meh. Cool cover. Next one I got is Venom number 6. This was arguably the worst issue of the series so far. I don't know if this is in your top 10 or your skip-its. Did I give this to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have it, and I think it's in my top 10.
Oh, it's in your top 10. Okay.
I think, yeah.
I really couldn't care less about the rival biker gangs. I'm just like, this is so weak. So it felt like I was watching a 1980s Knight Rider episode.
Yeah.
Just like, why should I care about these rival biker gangs? I don't. And Dylan struggles with the symbiote and the symbiote's nature. I couldn't care less about this issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you've read more Venom, so I think maybe that's why I pushed it further. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. For me, it felt very, very low stakes.
Okay.
Like TV movie of the week, like Knight Rider episode, like not even 2-parter Knight Rider episode.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Last one I got, Sabretooth number 2. So I don't know where this falls into your category. This is going to be a shocker because why I made it a meh. The first issue, Kyle and I absolutely loved. Okay. Kyle said issue 1 was like the best issue of X-Men he had read like ever, not in a long time. It was violent, gory, nasty, Sabretooth killing people.
Uh-huh.
This was just straight up boring.
Okay.
Sabretooth was barely in this. And it just follows on these other people that are in this hell with them. And they're trying to survive, figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there's like next to no violence in this at all either. And it felt like it really hit the brakes from the first issue, story-wise.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't read one, but this did fall on my skip-its.
That's fair. That is very fair. Because trust me, if you read issue 1,
yeah,
and I'm sure you've probably been blown away, like, whoa, they actually did that in this. And it's like, in this, it's like, nothing happens.
Yeah, so it was like a huge letdown compared to 1.
Absolutely. Huge
they
letdown.
built it up and then...
Yes. Yeah. It's like when you go to a bar, like meet someone, if you meet like a guy, in your case, meet a guy at a bar, and he talks about a huge game, then you back to his place, your place, and let down. Yeah.
I'm sure that's happened in real life.
Probably to many people, I'm sure. Yes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right, there we go. That's the last of the mez. On to the skip-its.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh. There we go.
Okay, I have more skip-its this time.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, Eternals, that's fair.
Yeah.
I got Captain Carter, number 1.
Really? Okay.
Love the reaction. There we go. That's perfect. Yes. Okay. Eternals.
Well, we talked about Eternals.
Yeah.
The only thing I really liked about this is I got to see Tony Stark in a comic. Like, I love Tony Stark in the movies, and I've never read a comic with him in it, and I love him anyways, just as a character. So I was like, well, that was cool. Mm-hmm. But I honestly made it about halfway through, and I stopped reading because I had no clue what was happening.
And it's fair. It's kind of really hard to follow because it's really all over the place trying to follow literally every Eternal character. It's like, you know what? Let's make this a more intimate story. Let's just focus on Thanos and this more or less doomsday torture device he's got. Just focus on that, the whole issue. It would have been a cool issue, but no.
I was confused.
It's a mess. I've got Captain Carter, number 1. So I thought, to me, because I'm an experienced reader, I thought this was incredibly boring and completely unnecessary. I thought it was very boring. It was just redundancy. Taking stuff from Steve Rogers, coming out of the ice, but making it less exciting and boring.
Okay.
Just nothing really, outside like the last few pages, that action sequence, nothing really happens. It's just her talking with government officials, then going to England and more talking with her roommates, and then then talking on the streets, and then boom, 2 pages of an action sequence. It's like, really?
And so you're disappointed.
Yeah, very disappointed. I mean, I call this. It's like I call this the new Coke. You know, Captain America, Steve Rogers. He's the Coca-Cola Classic.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go with the Coca-Cola Classic, not the new Coke.
Okay,
my opinion.
that makes sense.
Yeah. 2 opinions. So there you go.
All right.
I got Nubia, number 6.
Well, mine is kind of like a twofer.
The We Live. That's a skip it.
Yeah, I knew I was.
No. Bear in mind, I have never read We Live before, and I wish I told you, but they're the same story, but 2 different perspectives.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I have who's saving who.
Okay.
Yeah, there's people. Yes. Okay, now that makes sense because I'm like, there are people in the shield and outside the shield.
Yes.
Like, what's happening? Okay. Knowing that now might help. But the one thing I did like about this, did you scan a little QR code and listen to the song on YouTube?
I did not.
That was fun.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of added to the story. I let it play. So there's a QR code on in each book that leads to a different song.
Okay.
And it kind of sets the mood.
That's fair. That's pretty cool.
That was the only part that I liked.
That's cool. Okay. I probably would have loved it even more. You know? Yeah. So, wow, geez. If I had only known that. Wow, if I had only done it. Because I was afraid like it's going to send me just like, hey, pay for this. You know, you could listen to the music. I'm like, no, screw that. But,
it just goes right to a YouTube video. And it's just music. I mean, it has like the scene, like what's on the page when you scan the code, and it's kind of like moving. Okay. But it doesn't do anything else. But it's nice music.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Cool. I'm actually probably going to do that when we're done here. So that sounds pretty fun. I got Nubia, number 6 of 6. This was part 1. Actually, you know, I'm going to do them both. I'll just do them both at the same time.
Oh, I didn't have that one.
Oh, you didn't?
That's not what I was thinking of then. I had Naomi or something.
Oh, Naomi. Okay, you have Naomi. Okay,
that's what I was thinking of.
Okay, so this is part 2.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
So these are both skip-its because honestly, nothing happens in this. It's just women.
Even in part 2?
Even in part 2. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to show you part 2, yeah. It's just you have the funeral for her, but it's just talking.
More females
just hanging out, talking. More talking, talking, in a therapist office on Themyscira. Yes, on a fantasy island with women warriors, they have to have a therapist office.
Well, okay.
Nothing happens in both of these. Nothing. This is a complete waste of money. And like I said, told you they spoiled the catch a week ago, who dies. So there's really arguably no point to read this at all.
I mean, that's good to hear. Like, I thought like I was gonna like this because of the whole like female thing, you know. I was like, oh, maybe I could relate, but I was freaking bored.
Yes, and it is a very boring story because nothing happens. It's just sitting around talking.
Yeah.
Only thing they're missing is wine.
right. They needed wine.
So if they had a writer from Betty Page on this, it might have been fun.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, it's more fun to be in a therapist's office talking about your problems.
Yeah, it was okay. Me.
Yeah. All right. Next one I've got is Amazing Steve Spider-Man, number 92.
Oh, I think I have that one.
Oh, you do?
I think so. Hold on. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you lead the way?
Well, so my problem was I hadn't read any of these other stories, and I had no idea who Ben Reilly was. I mean, I knew Peter Parker, but I did not know who Ben Reilly was.
Okay, so time for backstory. Many moons ago, Peter Parker was cloned by this evil scientist.
Okay. And
it was believed that when they eventually fought, that the one died. Peter buried him in a chimney stack, thought he was dead. They wanted to see him again. Peter thought he was the real person. Turned out decades later, nope, that clone was alive. He lived, and he took the name Ben as Uncle Ben, and Riley, I think, was Aunt May's maiden name.
Oh, okay.
I think. I correct me if I'm wrong. I forget. I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. I'm a Spider-Man fan, but not the biggest. And then he wound up going off living his own life. He told Peter, "Hey, I'm still alive." Then they had a conflict, thinking, "No, I'm the real one. No, you're the real one." But it was a whole, trust me, it was a mess.
Okay.
The 90s was a mess for Spider-Man. And now Ben is back. He is a clone of Peter Parker.
Okay.
And they have kind of the same memories, but Ben doesn't have
But he doesn't have his memories.
Yes, because we do discover that the Beyond Corp is kind of mess with him.
Yes. And so it's like, well, I can't pick up on anything because you don't even
have
your
anything.
memories.
I don't know anything. You don't know anything. We're both lost in the dark.
I like the pictures. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I just didn't have a backstory to even kind of enjoy it.
Yeah. There's a cool, huge lizard here, but it really felt like Peter and Ben should have fought the lizard. I call them Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
It's like they really should not have been involved in the story at all. It should have been Peter and Ben fighting the lizard, this new lizard, and then going to go figure out Ben's memories. But I thought it was boring, And honestly, the killer sandwiches.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? There's food flying all over the place.
So what we did learn, Kyle and I gave Kyle crap about this because we, like several issues prior, the Beyond Corp is mastering the art of, I guess, sentient sandwiches. And I made the joke that they're trying to master the pastrami and rye with mustard. And I think they've mastered the pastrami and rye with mustard. They're attacking Ben. Peter's, yes.
I'll take your word for it.
It's seriously, it's stupid. It's the LOL so random. It just, this should not even be
random.
It's very random.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's
Go ahead and skip her.
Yes, please. Next. I already talked about this. Okay. Next one I got is the Perhaps Nots.
Oh, I think I have that one
Number
too.
1.
Yep, I do.
Okay.
Perhaps we not talk about this
Ayo! What do you have to say to the Perhaps Nots?
So I was like, okay, it has 2 stories. No, it has 3 stories. No, it has 4 stories.
Yes. Yeah, I could not understand the stories and these characters at all. I couldn't follow what was going on.
No. And I'm like, are they supposed to be tying together or no? And then I thought the whole Young Sheldon thing, that was like a commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, is this just an ad for Young Sheldon? I'm like, I don't...
I thought too. I'm like, okay, that was 2 pages of commercial. I didn't know if it was supposed to tie together or if it was just supposed to be like for short stories. I don't know.
No, it clearly it's not for us.
Okay, no.
Yeah, I really don't know who this is for. If you enjoy it, good for you. Maybe you can explain it to us in the comments what this is about. We couldn't follow it. It's just, lost.
Yeah.
Next one I got is the Doubletree number 1.
Oh, no, I don't have that one.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
No.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I thought this was very boring. I mean, there's a fun idea here. I like the idea.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot of lingering scenes of just nonstop dialogue with nothing really happening, which is kind of angering for me. It's like let's get to it. Let's get to it. You have a great idea here. You have a great opener here, but it's like
you need more.
We need more. Yeah.
Okay. It's
not just people sitting around talking. It's like, come on, gotta be some action here.
Okay, that makes sense.
Gotta be some dramatic buildup or something. Someone reaching for a weapon. Someone trying to. It's like. Something. Give me something to work with,
Okay.
But,
all right.
Yeah. Kill Rock.
Well, we already talked about this one.
Yeah.
I have what?
Yes. Yeah.
Could not get into it. I just couldn't understand the mission that they were on. He has a cute little friend that follows him around, but I didn't know what was happening. Yeah. So unfortunately, this is on my skip hits.
Yeah. Same here. Understandable. Yeah. If you enjoyed the first arc, you'll probably enjoy this. Yeah. Next one I got is X Lives of Wolverine number 4.
Oh yeah, we talked about those. Yeah.
Yes, I talked about X Deaths.
Oh yeah.
X Lives, very vastly different. Vastly. Read Sonja?
Yeah. No.
No.
I was like, I have lame, terrible art. 3 different stories. She just shows up, she kills, and then the end.
Mm-hmm. But she went with candle wax at the very beginning story. She went with candle wax.
But still, she killed. And I was like, really? I mean, there's so many Red Sonja covers out there and we sell them all the time. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to read one for once. and huge letdown. I don't know if they're all like this, but I don't know. Like
some of them better than others. Some short stories have been. Like one that John Boy Myers did was actually pretty good.
Okay.
But others have just been no.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely a skip it for me.
So X-Files Wolverine number 4. Wolverine discovers that no matter what happens, he can't change the past. Things will happen as they will. Oh, and Wolverine stabs Xavier. There you go. That's it. The end.
Done.
Yeah. Next one I've got Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes number 2 of 6.
I didn't have that one.
Didn't okay. I might have been one. I fell on the sword for that one.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh well, we talked about this one. And...
Wait, continue my thoughts.
I couldn't get into it. I think it's just so far down the line.
Yeah,
that
part 7, 8. I forget at this point what part it is.
It's just
whatever.
I didn't know the characters. I've never even read a book with Harley Quinn in it.
Okay.
So I mean, I knew a little bit about her from the movies, but I could not get into it. And I found that with a lot of like the Marvel and DC, it's like those characters are so far developed and they've been going for years and years and years. It is hard for a new reader to get into it. Like you kind of do have to back up.
Well, in your defense, it's kind of hard now as a seasoned reader to get into it because, especially with DC, the continuity, there is no continuity. I mean, how one writer will depict the character and say detective is not the same way the character is depicted in her self-title.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. What the hell is going on here? Who is this character right now?
Okay.
So, yeah. So in your defense.
So it just kind of depends on who the writer is and how they've developed that character.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Or how they interpret the character. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. So, yeah, I just couldn't get into it.
So this one I fell on the sword for. Justice League versus Legion of Superheroes. The first one came out a few months ago, and I thought it was canceled.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but nope. We got stuck with issue 2. This title, Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes, is a complete effing lie, and there's no fighting at all. Period.
Oh.
No fight. Period. No conflict.
What do they do?
Talk.
Oh.
Yeah. Like once again.
Like the ladies.
Yeah. Just.
But no wine.
Just look at all that. Yeah. Just talking and talking.
Oh.
And talking.
Oh, there's a lot of them standing around talking.
Yes, a lot standing. Yes, a lot standing around and talking, and giant heads talking. Yep.
Oh.
So see, that ad is more exciting.
The ad is more. Sometimes I'm like, yay.
The ad is more exciting than what's going on in the book. What the? And more talking, and got an action spot. Oh, Cocoon, and more talking, and the end. This title is total bullshit and a waste of money. Screw this. Screw Bendis. This title sucks. There's no verses. It's just us. It's just the readers, the buyers versus Bendis at this point. All right. What do you got?
Okay. Well, what do you have? Maybe I've got.
I got Superman.
Oh, I already did that one.
Superboy, Son of Kal-El.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. What you got?
Yeah. I just couldn't get into it. I mean, I didn't even bother to make notes on the back of this one because I just it wasn't me.
Okay.
I liked the cover. I thought the cover was cool. And then I also I think I missed, since this was part 3 of 3, I'm like, number 1, I don't even know the Spawn character. I know people love Spawn, but I've never read a Spawn book.
Okay.
And then this is 3 of 3, so I just it was tough.
Okay, that's fair. That is very fair. You're coming into this as a noob. So, yeah, very fair. So I came at this issue, Superboy, Son of Kal-El, number 9, from a different approach.
Yeah.
Because I'm reading into this. I know I didn't read too deep into this, but I'm calling this the pedophile's Cadillac of comics. So you got the white panel van. That's the kidnapped Cadillac. You know, this comic is the periodical version of that. You know, this is the kidnapped Cadillac version of comics right here. But as I get into that, first, Batman would never partake in a buddy system. I don't see Batman.
Yeah, that's true.
If you go, even going off just the movies, the animated series, there's nothing. If he were suggested to partake in a buddy system, he'd be like, click.
But he had Robin.
He has Robin, but still,
they're not buddies.
He's got Robins. He's got Robins coming out of his ass. He's got Robins all over the place. He doesn't. Right. Yeah. Just, and I'm sure Batman, if he was told to partake in it, he'd be like, click.
Okay.
No. And second, I don't know what the tone of this comic is supposed to be. I had a hard time following if this is supposed to be serious, a joke, because a lot of this came across creepy and as a joke. I wasn't sure what it's supposed to be.
I didn't get the creepy vibe.
Okay, well, I'll get to that. Not just that, but third point. Superheroes are dead at this point. They say 3 superheroes are dead.
Yeah.
And they're treating every threat like a cutesy-wootsy joke. Like the villains, I'm like, these are the guys that killed 3 superheroes, and you're treating it all like a joke.
Yeah.
If you're telling Batman to partake in a buddy system because 3 superheroes have been murdered, I would think you'd be treating this seriously, but that's me.
Okay.
I also don't see Lois. Okay, that's another side thing. You're gonna be lost in that. I don't think Tom Taylor, maybe he did, realized how perverted it is when you have a teenage boy hoping another grown man walks in with a smile and a lollipop.
No, you're reading too far into it.
I don't think so.
Yes,
I don't think so.
You are. They're friends.
Can you imagine Sean coming in here and giving me a lollipop?
Yes. He's a nice guy.
I'd be terrified if he walked in here if he gives me a lollipop. I'd be like,
well, I'd wonder where
he's got a white panel paint out there too. He's like, no. No.
Okay.
No, this whole issue is just tonally is wrong to me, in my opinion. It just no. I guess. Hey, if you got a
lot of notes on this one.
I took a lot of notes. I did not like this one. I did not. Just like everything felt wrong about this issue. Just like
I could tell you're real strong about your feelings with this one.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. The alcohol is keeping me in check. Yeah, it's keeping me level. It's keeping me level.
Okay, that's good.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Next one I got is the Lunar Room number 3.
Oh, I didn't have that one.
I don't think I let you fall on that sword. I fell on the sword for you. So,
we're back to this one, yeah. Okay, so pretty much the same. It was okay. Kids have powers. Parents don't want them to use them. I don't know. I mean, it's probably cute for kids. Obviously that's not us.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good little story. But it was all right. I mean,
yeah. So I'm assuming, like, if you're probably a teenager, probably.
See, that's the thing, though. I didn't know like what age group they were going for, because I don't think a teenager would enjoy this, because they would probably like them more mature.
Okay.
I mean, my daughter's 12. I don't know that she would really like want to pick it up. So I don't know where they're like going.
So now you do have a teenager. So, question: do you think a teenager would consider this condescending, like talking down to them?
No, I mean, if they read into it, but I don't think a child would pick up on that.
Okay.
That they're being spoken down to, because I mean, essentially, they're being told what to do by adults all day long. I mean, really. So I don't think they would like really read into it unless you have like a genius child. But I don't know. It was okay.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, we're not the audience for it.
Yeah.
As such, I'm not the audience for Lunar Room number 3. I don't know what the hell this series is supposed to be about anymore. Is it about werewolves, drug deals, gangs, lesbians, lesbian werewolves?
Oh.
Lesbian drug dealing werewolves.
All over the place, huh?
It is all over the place. It really is.
This is probably one I really, really liked.
Maybe, yeah. I had a hard time following it. Just nothing really happens in this, in my opinion. You have werewolves show up at the very end. It's like, but
interesting.
Yeah, I don't really feel like there's really any, because we've read the first 2 issues, Kyle and I. I'm like, there's really been no growth or progression with any of the characters. It's just been hanging out, talking, and maybe a cage fight, and one person turns into a werewolf, and
the usual.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell is this about? It's like I'm watching Twin Peaks. I don't know what's going on. Last one I've got is Hit Me, number 1 of 5.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I hated this. I hated it. Yeah.
All right. Look at us. Yeah. I know. Okay. Explain myself.
Yes.
Well, okay. So I feel like that this was just setting the scene of who these kids are, these characters.
Yep. It's number one.
And I feel like that's all it was. Like, I don't feel like I was left like, oh my God, I can't read this issue too. Like, I can't wait. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like they were just showing who they are. It's like these kids running around the city. And they ate rats.
Yeah.
No, you don't just stand there eating a rat like you're eating a banana.
Well, we're led to assume it's clearly the setting. It's the far future. They're the only ones left, apparently. Well, up to a spoiler at the very end, but we do get a tease on what they could or could not be. So maybe they're not really necessarily eating the rat, but taking what's inside the. Okay. I
didn't get real deep into it, I guess.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
Okay, because there's a kind of a slice. If it's one of those, and you blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah.
Like what's going on with like.
Okay.
Something on their face.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm catching what you're throwing out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So perhaps, probably before you like give me your insight, I wouldn't have read number 2.
Okay.
Because I was like, whatever. But maybe like I could read this again and then go and read number 2 and maybe like it a little more.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. One I did not like and probably won't like anymore is Hit Me, number 1. If someone, I really have a hard time believing if someone is really in love with someone, as she says the guy is, would they really seriously let them continue to be used as a sexual punching bag every damn night? It literally a punching bag. She's used as a punching bag.
But she was getting paid by him.
But still, used as a punching bag, and he's letting that happen. Regardless of how she's getting paid, she's still going to let that happen.
That was her job. I don't know. I thought it was fascinating.
I think she's a psycho. She's a user. She's an absolute user.
Well, clearly, if you're allowing that to happen,
yes.
You're not right.
No, you're not. well, then again, neither is a guy wearing a bat costume or, but still, I have a hard time believing it. The verisimilitude of that the realism, is much lower as compared to someone dressed up as a bat beating criminals to a pulp.
Okay, that makes sense.
To understand his motive for this, it's just like, why is she doing this? I forget why she was doing this. It felt like there really was just to get money.
Yeah, that was her job. She had like a business card and everything. Yeah. Yeah, she was like a hooker.
Except,
I can say that.
Except, just a sexual punching bag.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. Yeah.
Well, okay.
I had a hard,
So we know what kind of hooker you're not going to hire.
I just, regardless, regardless of how wealthy I am, and I could not see myself spending thousands of dollars for me to use a woman as a sexual punching bag. Yeah. It's just like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
But some people like that.
Yeah, but that is. That's so.
I didn't like it, but some people like doing that. Yeah, it is messed up.
Oh my god,
that's a comic book.
Point. Yeah. Point. Yes.
Okay.
Whew, man.
You recovered from that one?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Right. I still have 2 more skip-its.
Yes, you do.
Which this one we already talked about.
Yeah, which is very fair.
Yeah. So confused. Because there was it just kept going. Like I felt like there was 4 different things happening. And I was like, what?
Yeah. It's like, and not just that, these characters weren't interesting at all.
No. It was 4 different little stories, kind of.
Yes, following those characters that were in more or less hell with him. And we don't really see Sabretooth.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and this never happened. That doesn't even happen on the cover.
No, that didn't happen.
No. Okay. As far as I remember, Magneto wanted nothing to do with any of this.
No, so that was a skip it.
Yeah, fair. You better not let Sean see that. Oh,
I know.
Man.
I knew I was going to catch flack for this one. But, So obviously I've never read any Thor.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I felt like the whole thing was just about the hammer.
Well, yeah, because you discover that there was this sentient being in the hammer.
I figured there was probably like more deepness, like underlying that I just wasn't picking up on.
Oh, it's deep.
Okay, well then I just didn't like it. Okay. Because I was like, this is a whole book about his hammer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't wrong on that.
The hammer is a part of him. The hammer is it's part of Thor. And yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I like horrors getting beat more than I like their weapons. On that note,
there you have it, guys. So what do you think? Am I wrong in my assumption of that? What hit me, girl, or whatever was it called?
Hit me.
Yeah, hit me number 1 of. It's in the title. Hit me number 1 of 5. Let us know in the comments. Yeah. So guys, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. It's down there somewhere, usually, or at the top, depending on if you're on the phone. It could be anywhere. And we'll see you guys again here very soon with the top 10. Meantime, take it.